is the lifeblood of the global economy. It circulates in our modern society and feeds businesses and households. Surprisingly, the model for its generation and distribution is exactly the same as the one invented by Nikola Tesla back in 1891. Nothing has changed for 100 years. Let me explain. Essentially, electricity starts its journey from a power plant that generates high voltage current that travels across transmission lines to reach a destination after being transformed by local transformer from high voltage to low one. This centralized power plant model has many flaws. First of all, if something happens to the generation plant, then the impact on households and businesses is widespread. The recent massive blackout in South Australia and in Bath, England, is just a clear example of that. The second problem is that this model requires heavy infrastructure, all the wires and transmissions, transformers. It is expensive to build and to maintain. Third problem is that it is monopolistic model by construction because only few companies own these power plants. Therefore, it leads to a situation where we have an ever-increasing electricity tariffs. Furthermore, given the rising levels of CO2 emissions, many governments got together and lobbied and pledged to take actions similar to the ones formulated in Paris Agreement last year. For instance, Germany's target is 30% of energy to be produced from renewable sources by 2020 and 90% by 2050. Ambitious targets. This kind of policy, combined with the archaic electricity model, opened the door wide to the proliferation of renewables. So it is undeniable that the energy landscape is currently undergoing a major transformation. So what would this disruption look like in many years? Well, a household will typically be producer and consumer. We will be talking about prosumers. Prosumers with a variety of energy sources. Energy, battery storage, and smart appliances. Take Jackie, for example. Given her chaotic schedule, she reaches home around 7 p.m., sometimes 11. She turns out the lights, she turns the lights on, her laptop back on. She reaches out to the fridge or the freezer, maybe, searching for that pizza that will show up in the oven, while putting the dishes from the morning breakfast in the dishwasher and frantically throwing some dirty towels in the washing machine. What a mess. In the new disrupted world, her life will look different from three aspects, or at least her interaction with the system will be different from three different aspects. The first one is optimization. All Jackie's appliances will be connected to the internet with the intelligence to process all the signals coming from the network. That is, real-time electricity market prices, current system load, and then take action to turn on, turn off autonomously, or charge, discharge the battery, etc. For instance, her electrical car will wait during the night for the best time when electricity is the least expensive to start charging its battery, so that tomorrow morning, in the peak hours, it will discharge this battery in order to make her money at high level of prices in the peak hours. The second part of the interaction with the system is about recognition. Jackie's appliances, or Jackie herself, will be seen as a combination of all her appliances and energy devices she owns. Every time she generates power through her solar panels to inject to the grid, her account will be credited. Every time she consumes, her account will be debited. So in 7 years' time, when she comes to this very room and plugs her laptop frantically as usual, her account will be debited for the duration that her laptop sucks energy from the socket. And the third aspect is local supply. Appliances that Jackie owns will be incentivized to consume from local community, starting from her own solar panel. If that's not enough, then from the panels on the supermarket's neighborhood, otherwise from the local or nearby power plant. If she decides to go on holidays, then she can in advance sell the capacity, her power capacity, on a platform like Airbnb, and people will bid on a real-time market exchange fashion to buy electricity from her. So her home becomes a money-generating asset while she's enjoying a hike in the mountain with her husband. How cool is that? Ladies and gentlemen, the disruption landscape of the energy is just around the corner. With decarbonized, decentralized, and digitized world, we will manage to break the monopoly in the energy market. However, if all the devices are connected, we would all have to make the choice or the trade-off between freedom and privacy. Which one of these two aspects are more valuable to you? Your freedom or your privacy? Would there be a way where we can make the best out of these exciting new opportunities opening up in our connected world? I will leave you with that thought. Thank you.